All right, guys, we're getting started soon. Who we got in so far? Connor, Luke the Duke. Hey, guys. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Oops. Just getting the final preparations. It's tic-tac-toe. Hey, Simon. We have a special bonus game today. Simon, Connor, Luke the Duke, welcome, welcome. Getting started shortly. Some last minute preparations, then I think we're ready to get going. Always technical difficulties. Hey, Robert, welcome back. Here we go. Hey, Javier, welcome, welcome. All right, guys, I think we're just about ready to go. Grab a water bottle and go ahead and start. All right. We have a special new game today, special new bonus game, and it's going to be Tic-Tac-Toe. Super excited. All right, we're going to go ahead and play. We're going to start it off with Spot It for a little bit. Spot It is where the first person to tell me what these three things have in common. I'm sorry, that's the tripod. I got distracted because I just realized I don't have the die. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second, guys. I really need the die. Sorry, I started explaining it and realized I don't have it. There we go. Oh, it's nice to be organized and just pop it out of that right there. Perfect. All right, guys, we're playing Spot It. The first person to tell me what image is on both of these. LOL, you're not good still. No, I am. I just started talking and then realized I didn't actually have the die. I really need the die. So let me make sure this looks good on your guys' screen. All right, we're going to go ahead and play Spot It. First person to tell me what image is on both of these cards. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Your sister loves the book, by the way. Awesome, Luke to Duke. I'm very happy that she liked it. That was really kind of you to get her a birthday present. And it was cool because I actually had the book in mind as a birthday present. So, okay is correct. The point for Luke to Duke. Super awesome that she likes it. Robert, you're a close second. Luke to Duke, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. I'm going to go ahead and just put need a smaller red marker. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. All right. Let me get your game piece out, Luke. You are the little dog. So here's how tic-tac-toe works. Connor, this is my book, Beyond Solitaire, how to play 52 unique card games. It's for all ages. So guys, this is how the bonus game Tic-Tac-Toe is going to work. Whenever you guys get a point, if you're not already on the Tic-Tac-Toe board, I'm going to roll this die. You have a 90% chance of getting on. You got an 8. You're going to go here, Luke to Duke. If somebody else goes on top of you, you are kicked off the board. When there is 3 in a row, those 3 players get a bonus point. If you get a 0, you don't go on. Only 1 person per space. If you're already on the board and you get a point, you just stay on the board. How much is it in US? It is $9.99 in USD. All right, guys, we're going to move on to another round of Spot It. First person tell me what image is on both of these cards will get a point. It's just solitaire games, so they're one-player games. I'll have more books in the future about different types of card games, and got a lot of I have a lot of books I plan on writing. You said hand. Hand is correct. All right. Another point for Luke to Duke. Easy. Moving on to another round of Spot It. Wait, there is one-player games? Connor, this entire book is solitaire games, so you use a deck of cards and you play them by yourself. There's 52 games in here that you just play by yourself. They're card games with a deck of 52 playing cards. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image is on both these cards, I get a point. And when I see people enter, I will pull out their piece. Connor, I believe you're Robo-Dog. Robert's Elmo. Javier's the GOAT. You said ice. Ice is correct. I hope everybody's having a good day. Oh, I didn't roll your point because you're already on the board, Luke to Duke. If you're already on the board, I don't roll the die. I only roll the die when you get a point and you're not on the board. All right. Ice Cube was correct. That is a point for Luke to Duke. Yes, Connor, there are one-player solitaire games. Popular one is Klondike. There's over 1,000. So how do you get an extra point? When there are 3 players in a row, when there's 3 in a row, anyhow, anyway, those 3 players will get an extra point, and I'm going to wipe the board. But just so you know, if somebody else comes on and they roll an 8, if Javier comes on and he rolls an 8, you kind of work together. If Javier gets a point and he rolls an 8, he's going to kick you off the board. So you kind of work together, and you kind of don't. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what these 3 things... Oh, I'm sorry. First person to tell me what images on both these cards will get a point. Hey, yo, Javier. Hand is correct. There's a point for Javier. Close second for Luke to Duke. Robert, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. Javier, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. I forgot not to use that marker. Javier, you're number 2 on the scoreboard, but that doesn't matter because you have your own game piece. You just realized you're not in Hall of Champions. Yes, Hall of Champions you cannot. Oh, I have to roll Javier. 3. You cannot become the Hall of Champions from this format. Only the one where I'm against the wall. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person tell me what images on both these cards will get a point. Oh, racing game. That's cool. 4 is 5. Ice is correct. That is a point for Luke to do. Connor, you were a close second. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person tell me what images on both of these cards will get a point. It's okay, Connor. There's a lot of competition. And is correct. That is a point for, oops, Luke to Duke. All the champions and high score are not eligible to be beaten on this format. Moving on to another round of Spot It. Light is correct, or bulb. I would have accepted light or bulb. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person tell me what image on both these cards will get a point. Balloon is correct. Point for Luke to Duke. Sorry. We're going to play one more round, and then we're going to move up the game a little. Move on to another game. First person tell me what images on both these cards will get a point. We're going to move on to Mad Gab after this. Bulb is correct. That's a point for Robert. Connor, you're a close second. Robert, welcome to the scoreboard. Guys, I have a few different ways that the tic-tac-toe can work if it goes too slow or not, or too fast. So a few different iterations that we can try. Robert, as a former champion, you are entered in as red. Number 3 on the scoreboard, Robert, but that doesn't matter because you are Elmo. Hey, Josh the Great, welcome back. We're playing tic-tac-toe. So when you get a point, if you're not already on the board, I roll this die. For example, Robert just got a point. He's Elmo, so I'm going to roll the die, and he's going to go on 4. I only roll the die if you get a point and you're not on the board. Once there's 3 in a row, once there are 3 characters in a row, all 3 of those characters get a bonus point, and I wipe the board. Welcome back, Josh. All right, one more round of Spot It, and then we're going to move on. First person to tell me what image on both of these cards will get a point. Carrot is correct. That is a point for Luke to Duke. And since he's already on the board, I will not be rolling for him. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to Mad Gab. It's been a while since we've played Mad Gab. Hey, Mommy of 2, welcome. You're a close second for Carrot. Welcome. We're playing a bonus game called, Tic-Tac-Toe, variant of Tic-Tac-Toe. Moving on to another game, we're going to go ahead and play Mad Gab. The first person to correctly guess what I'm trying to say. Would Carrot work for... No, Connor. It's CRT is probably just too short for Carrot. If you were missing a letter, it would have been okay, but I think CRT is too short. You also were not first. Moving on to a Mad Gab, first person to correctly guess what I am saying will get a point. Typos are okay, but you still need to word-for-word have it. So if it's 5 words, you got to have 5 words. Moving on, we have egg lassoed he, egg lassoed he, egg lassoed he, egg lassoed he. First person to correctly guess what I'm trying to say will get a point. Egg lassoed he, egg lassoed he. A glass of tea is correct. A glass of heat. This is a funny one. A glass of tea. That'd be a point for Robert. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to correctly guess what I'm trying to say. He just said, huh. So, Connor, how Mad Gab works is you guys are trying to guess what I'm trying to say. Mad Gab, I'll show you guys a card. Mad Gab has words on it. Like, this is, nobody's getting the point. Eighth, her, mus. I'm going to say it a lot of times in a row. Try to say it faster. It can be confusing. It's supposed to be confusing. Eighth, her, mus is supposed to sound like a thermos. If I say it faster, eighth hermus, a thermos is the answer. So you have to try to guess what I'm trying to say. Eighth hermus, the answer is on the other side of the card. A thermos, eighth hermus. So we're going to go ahead and get back to it. First person to correctly guess what I'm trying to say will get a point. Thesis not form he. 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 This is not for me is correct. That is a point for Robert. Javier, you were a close second. Oh, Josh, what a weird guess. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to correctly guess what I'm trying to say will get a point. Don B's Hutch Ape Egg. 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 All right, Josh, you got it. Don't be such a pig. Josh, welcome back and welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. You're number 4 on the scoreboard, Josh, so you're going to have the 4 token, the red 4 token, red since you're a former champion. The token system will be changing slightly soon, but it's going to be tokens for now. I have no idea. That was an insanely lucky guess. Well, you got it. Let's see where you go on. You're going on number 8, which means you're kicking Luke to Duke off of his square and putting him on the sidelines. I heard it too, but I had a sandwich in my hands. Oh, no. That's funny. All right, moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to tell me what I'm trying to say will get a point. We could use Sail Pier. What? Oh. We could use Sail Pier. We could use Sail Pier. Yes, Connor, you are this dog if you're ever on the board, or we could use Help Here. I can usually hear them, but that one was tricky. That was a tricky one. We could use Help Here is correct. That is a point for Robert. Oh, Josh, I forgot to give you your point. Sorry about that. Sometimes I do that. And Robert, you're still on the board. You are moving on to another round. How does Robert get these? I think Robert's played the game before, so I think Robert is definitely the best at Mad Gab. Out of anybody and everybody on this channel, Robert is the best. Can I mail you the dog? No, Connor, I'm sorry. So the stipulation on the dog was, this is a way for me to fund the channel. And so when somebody donates, they get a piece that represents them in the piece will represent you guys whenever we're playing board games or card games or whatever. So it's a way for me to help fund the channel, so that way I can keep playing games with you guys. And so whenever somebody donates, they get a piece to represent them. Every time they come back, this piece will represent them. But it is yours, this is your character on this game show in forever, unless you donate and get a different one. So moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to correctly guess what I'm trying to say will get a point. Yes, and Gogs did donate, and he got the piece for you. Yep, Gogs is a very kind man. All right, moving on to another round of Mad Gab. Abe Heist Hand Her. Abe Heist Hand Her. Yes, and Gogs did donate. You're correct, Luke. Gogs donated, and then he got you the dog. Abe Heist Hand Her. Which I'll have you guys know, nobody is allowed. A bystander is correct as a point for Josh. Nobody is allowed to ask anybody else to purchase them or like donate to get them a character. I don't want anybody soliciting here and making somebody uncomfortable or pressured or anything. That's not very friendly. So just so you guys know, if somebody donates and gets you a character, that's awesome. But I don't want to allow people to ask other players to donate for them, because that's just not it's not fair, and it's not fun. So moving on to another round of Mad Gab. But if somebody does it, they're more than welcome to donate and just gift pieces out. But there's just no soliciting. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. Soupan's Owlhead. Soupan's Owlhead. Soupan's Owlhead. Soupan's Owlhead. Soupan's Owlhead. Soupan's Owlhead. Soup and salad is correct. That's a point for Robert. Guys, I'm thinking, it sounds robotic. Swipe the text didn't work. I'm thinking, since we don't have a lot of players in right now, what we're going to do for tic-tac-toe is every single time you get, we're going to have to go back and forth between trying a couple different variations. I think every time you get a point, I'm going to roll the die, just because if there's only a few people playing, there still needs to be 3 in a row. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Robert, you got it. We're going to go ahead and move you. You got a 9, so you're going to go here. Yeah, I think we'll probably have to do this variation for when there's only a few people, because if there's only 4 people playing, you go here, 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 and here. then nobody will get the bonus points. However, now you guys can't be kicking each other off the board. So, moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person correctly guess what I'm trying to say will get a point. Hey, Brawny. Welcome back, Brawny. We're playing Mad Gab right now. We're going to play another card and switch it up a little bit. Welcome back. Owl Verb Herring. Owl Verb Herring. Owl Verb Herring. We'll do a few more rounds. One card. Owl Verb Herring. Owl Verb Herring. Owl Verb Herring. It's actually one word. Owl Verb Herring. O verb herring. I'm so sorry. I realized I was pronouncing it wrong. O verb herring. O verb herring. Overbearing is correct. It's a point for Robert. Brawny, good to see you. I hope you're having a good day. All right, Robert, you're Elmo. We're going to go ahead and re-roll you. You got a 2. Just so you guys know, if you land on... Hey, Brawny, we're playing a bonus game. We're doing a tic-tac-toe variant. Whenever you get a point, I'm going to roll the die and put your character on that square. If somebody's already on that square, I kick them off. Once there are 3 characters in a row, anyway, all 3 of those characters get a bonus point. And then I wipe the board as well. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to say what or guess what I'm trying to say will get a point. Will saw remotion. 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 Will saw rim ocean. Will saw remotion. 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 It's 4 words. Will saw remotion. Will saw remotion. Will saw rim ocean. Will saw remotion. Will saw remotion. Will saw remotion. I'll give another hint. The first word is wheels that I'm actually trying to say. Wheels. Will saw remotion. Will saw remotion. The first word that I'm giving you guys the first word. Wheels are in motion is correct. I'm just going to double check to make sure you were the first person to say it. That was a tricky one. Luke Taduka, looks like you got it. Tough one. That was a tough one. We got a couple rounds left. We're going to move it up. Move on to another game. That was a tricky one. All right, Luke Taduka, let's go ahead and roll you on the board. You're the little doggy. You got a 3. Kicking Javier off his spot. That's rough stuff. Nemesis will be made. No. Family friendly. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. Wheel was the first word. Sorry about that, Robert. Next time I'll type it in the chat because I know with the weird English game that we're playing, it can be tricky. So next time I will type the chat, the hint in. That's actually the first time I gave a hint for it in that way. All right, moving on. Please stake arrow fit. Please stake arrow fit. Please take arrow fit. Please stake arrow fit. Please stake arrow fit. Please stake arrow fit. Please take care of it is correct. Point for Robert. Close second for Javier. All right, Robert, re-rolling you. You're going to 2. You're staying. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. All right. Uppers enough heist hand herds. 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 Uppers enough high standards. Uppers enough high standards. That's a hard one to say. Uppers enough high standards. A person of high standards. Let me see who the first person to say it was. That would be Robert. Oh, that's a tricky one. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. Robert, let's see where you're moving to. You're moving to 4. Moving on to another round of, or we're going to move on to another game. Actually, play a few rounds to spot it. First person to tell me what image is on both of these cards will get a point. Okay, is correct. That is a point for Mommy of 2. Hey, Mommy of 2, welcome back. As a former champion, you are going to be entered in as red. Welcome to the scoreboard. Mommy of 2, you are number 5. You are number 5 on the scoreboard, which means you will have the number 5 chip, and it's red since you're a former champion. I'm going to go ahead and roll you. You're going on number 2. Once there are 3 players in a row, all 3 of these players will get a bonus point. We're playing tic-tac-toe. We're playing player tic-tac-toe. So once there are 3 players in a row, they get a bonus point, all 3 of them, and then I will move everybody off the board and we start over. If somebody lands on another person, the new person takes the old person's spot and they get kicked off the board. 5 is the best place to be. It really is. It gives you the most options. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person tell me what image is on both of these cards. We'll get a point. And I've changed the rules since the beginning. If you're already on the board, I'm going to re-roll you. Ice is correct. That is a point for Brawny. Connor, close second. Brawny, welcome back. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. Ronnie, you're number 6 on the scoreboard, but it doesn't matter for you since you have your own piece. Little enemy in Halo. All right, Bronny, let's roll you. You got a 7. All right. Perfect. Moving on to another one. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person tell me what image is on both cards. We'll get a point. Bulb is correct. Oh, if there's 2 lines, I'll give it to everybody. Kind of like bingo. Yep, if there's multiple lines, I'll probably just give it to everybody. Luke to Duke, you got Bulb. That might be too many points, but we'll see. Well, it can't be more than 2 lines, right? What would that just be? 1, 2, 3. That'd only be 5 people get it. And they're not happening too often, so I think it's okay. We'll just play it by ear. All right, Luke to Duke, I'm re-rolling you to 7. You just kicked Brawny off. Just kicked Brawny off. All right, moving on to another round. If you guys get a 0, by the way, you don't go on the board. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what images on both of these cards will get a point. What if you're on and you get a 0? Then you get taken off. Bulb is correct. That is a point for Connor. Connor, welcome to the scoreboard. You are entered in as black. You're number 7 on the scoreboard, Connor, but that doesn't matter because you have your own game piece, courtesy of Gox. All right, Connor, you're this little blue dog. All right, Connor, you got a 7. You just kicked Luke to Duke off. Awesome. You told you, Luke. I thought you got, yeah. It's funny. You just kicked Luke to Duke off. Oops. 7 is popular. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person tell me what image is on both these cards. We'll get a point. Dang, so you can knock yourself off the board. Yes, Javier, if you get a 0, you are knocked off the board. Webb is correct. That is a point for Mommy of 2. Yes, that is correct. You can knock yourself off the board. Guys, this die having a 0 is diabolical, and I love it. All right, Mommy of 2, you are 5th on the scoreboard. Your 5 is right here. You got a 3. You're just moving right there. What if you get your own number? Then you just stay. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me the image on both of these will get a point. Guys, this is trial and error for the tic-tac-toe. So we're going to see how it goes. Luke Duke, you got lips. I'll probably judge how it's going a couple hours and see how many points have been given out for it. All right, Luke Duke. I do like to give something a fair trial before I consider it successful or not. All right, Luke Duke. You got an 8. Oh, kicking Josh the Great off. What a weird way to play tic-tac-toe. I'm not fast at this game. All right, Robert, don't worry. I like to switch them out every few minutes. Play a couple more rounds, and then we're going to move on to Blurt. First person, tell me what image is on both of these cards. I'll get a point. Yeah, that's another reason I like to cycle through the games, because some people are better at some, and it gives a fair chance for different ages, eyesight, hearing levels, skill level, typing. Bolt is correct. Point for Javier. Connor, you're a close second. I would have accepted... Oh, wait a minute. Yes, Bolt is correct. Javier, you got it. I would have accepted Lightning as well. Where are you, Javier? Right here. Javier, you're the GOAT. Let's see if you get back on. You got a 3. You just kicked Mommy. Oh, wait. Yes, you kicked Mommy of 2 off. Oh, rough stuff. All right, we're going to play another round of Spot It. First person tell me what images on both of these cards. We'll get a point. Hey, Mike. Welcome. Mike Lee Tones. Question mark is correct. That is a point for Bronny. All right. Bronny, let's roll your die. You got an 8. Kicking Luke to Duke off. Rough stuff. Rough stuff. Yes, we will, Josh. We will do Justifiable Thoughts this stream. I'm feeling well rested. I'm feeling very well rested, so we will definitely be doing Justifiable Thoughts today. I love Justifiable Thoughts. Yesterday I was just feeling kind of off, so I didn't want to be in the creative or debate kind of space mentally. Moving on to one more round of Spot It, and then we're going to switch to Blur. Yes, but you didn't say it first, Luke to Duke. I did say that the question mark and the exclamation mark are acceptable answers for Spot It. All right, Moon was correct. Point forward, Luke to Duke. All right, Luke to Duke, let's get you back on. You got a 7, kicking off Connor. Oh, back and forth fighting with that. 7 spot is popular. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point. The first definition, the sound a cat makes. The second definition, a short letter or massage. Meow is correct. Oh, sorry, Connor. We were going back and forth about what to call Justifiable Thoughts, and he wasn't a bad one. All right. I'm going to remember that name for future games when I make other games, though. Who said meow first? That would be Luke. All right, Luke to Duke. Where are you going? You're going to 1. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for... Oh, note was the correct answer for the second one. Sorry, I forgot that I read. Repeat second again, please. I'm so sorry, Josh. I didn't see your thing. It was a short letter or message, and note was the correct answer. Sorry, Josh. Just saw your thing. Javier got it. Right before you said that, too, though. So, all right, Javier, you're moving to 6. Awesome. Moving on to another round of blurt where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point. The first definition, a narrow strip of fabric used for decorating or tying things. The second definition, a group of people called together by a sheriff to help capture an outlaw. I said massage? When did I say massage? A short letter or massage. I'm so sorry, guys. A short letter or messages. Oh, my apologies. Ribbon is correct. And I'll repeat the second one. A group of people called together by a sheriff to help capture an outlaw. Oh, that's funny. All right, who got ribbon first on my screen? That'd be Javier. Oh, that's goofy. All right, I'm in a much better mood today. Posse's correct. Point 4, Luke to Duke. I got to roll Javier first, though. Right, imagine a note reading massage at the end. Oh my God, Javier, where are you going? You're going to 7. Oh, we have the first 3 in a row. We have the first 3 in a row, so that is a point for Luke to Duke, Javier, and Robert. Now we're going to clear the board and continue. Luke to Duke, you did get the next point, and I didn't roll, so you're going to go right back on. You're going on 6. Hey, all right. Give me 1 second. I realize I do want to I want to grab my clicker real quick because I do like to gauge how a bonus. There's a few things I like to gauge when it comes to making a game, especially for a bonus game. I would like to see how many points are actually handed out per hour, roughly. So that's one of the metrics I like to keep track of. So I just had to grab that clicker real quick. I'm going to just keep it right there for me. Perfect. I've had that clicker for, I think, 15 years. It's been very helpful for many endeavors. Moving on to another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, an untrue statement made by someone who knows that it is untrue. The second definition, an instrument with a sharp blade that is used to shave hair. Lie is correct. That's a point for Brawny. Brawny, you got a 7 again. These 7s are... All right, and Razor is correct. That is a point for Brawny again. Barber. All right, Brawny, where are you moving? To 8. 5 is definitely the best place to be on this. Moving on to another round of blurt where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point. First definition, a loss of memory caused by a shock, a brain injury, or an illness. The second definition, any of a group of cold-blooded animals that creep or crawl on the ground, have a backbone, and are covered with scales or bony plates. Amnesia is correct. That is a point for Robert. Reptile is correct. Let me go ahead and roll Robert real quick. You got a 3, and then I'm going to see who got reptile. That would be Brawny. Very close second. All right. Brawny, you're moving to 3. Oh, beating up Elmo. Getting him right off. Maybe I'll use better, lighter terminology. Excuse me. Kicking off Elmo from the spot. It's a little bit better than beating up. Moving on to another round of blurt where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, Luke to Duke, family friendly. Yeah, I do apologize. That is my fault, not yours, because I did start it off with maybe not the best wording. So I removed your message. Nothing bad on you. I started it. My apologies on that. Unalived. I would just like to have friendlier terminology and such. Hey, welcome back, Connor. The first definition, a cloth covering for the foot reaching no higher than the knee. No, you're and the second definition, one of many kinds of reptiles that lived millions of years ago. Yeah, Luke to Duke, that's on me, not you. Luke to Duke, you got sock. You know, I set the standards, so I do have to uphold the standards. Let me roll. And Dino or Dinosaur is correct. Let me go ahead and roll. Luke Duke, you're going to 8. And Dino is correct, or Dinosaur. Let me see who got it first. That'd be Mike Tones. Mike, welcome to the scoreboard. You are number 8. Hey, Plastic, welcome back. Give me 1 second. I'm adding Mike to the scoreboard. Mike is a former champion. You are entered in as red. You're number 8 on the scoreboard. Doesn't matter for you since you're Whirly man. I'm going to go ahead and roll you on. Plastic Fantastic, welcome back. I'm having a great day today. I hope you are as well. We're playing a bonus game. It's a tic-tac-toe variant. Every time you get a point, I will move a die. Or every time you get a point on the scoreboard, I will roll a die, and I will be moving your character or your token to that square. When there are 3 squares in a row that have a player on it. So when there's 3 in a row that each have a player, all 3 of those players get a bonus point. If 2 rows get 3 in a row at the same time, then both rows will get the bonus point. And once I award the bonus points, I wipe the board. And if you get a point, but somebody's already on that square, you kick them off the square. And if you roll a 0, you either don't go on the board or you get removed from the board. So, moving on to another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point. Up to 2 points can be handed out. A device that consists of 2 small telescopes joined together and that is used to make distant objects seem closer and larger. The second definition, the soft material that is inside the hollow part of most bones. Binoculars is correct. Hey, Double Dog, welcome back. That's a point for Luke to Duke. Double Dog, you were a close second. And Marrow is correct. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and roll Luke to Duke real quick for the first point. You got a 4. You're going to move here. And who's the first person on my screen who said Marrow? That would be Brawny. Brawny, I'm going to re-roll you. Hello, Double Dog. We are playing. I don't think you've seen this format yet. Brawny, you're moving to 4, kicking Luke to Duke off. So it's the same games as before. Some games are slightly different, and we do different types of bonus games where you can earn bonus points to get on the bonus boards. You do have to earn normal points. So, for example, we're playing tic-tac-toe, a variant of it I made for the stream. And whenever you get a point, I roll a die, and I put your character wherever you land. There's a 0 on here. If you land on somebody else, you kick them off. Once there's 3 characters in a row, all 3 of those characters will get a bonus point. Can't play tonight, but wanted to say hi. Well, hello. I will hopefully see you another night. I hope you have a great weekend. We have a few successful bonus games that we play on this format. This format is when you guys are staring at the table. All right, moving on to another round of blurt where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point. Have a great night, Double Dog. Hope to see you back another day. The first definition: a classroom to which all the pupils in a class report in the morning. The second definition: the poison of certain snakes, spiders, or other creatures. But a lot of typos, but I'm going to give it to Brawny. And the second one is Venom. Give me a second. I don't know who got the point for Venom yet, so I'm going to give Brawny the point for Homeroom. Roll you. You're going to move to 9. And now, let me see on my screen who said Venom first. Plastic Fantastic said Venom first. Hey, Plastic, welcome back. Welcome to the scoreboard, Plastic. It's good to see you back again. Plastic, you're number 9 on the scoreboard. And as a former champion, you are entered in as red. Guys, tomorrow I'm hoping to be starting earlier than I did today. We'll see. I am hoping to be starting earlier on the weekends. All right, Plastic, since you're number 9 on the scoreboard, you are going to get the number 9 red token. Red. Hey, Timothy Sykes, welcome back. Welcome back. We have 2 different formats. We're on the second format. All right, Plastic, you are number 9. You're the red token. You got an 8, so you're going right here. Timothy, we're playing a bonus game. Whenever somebody gets a point on the scoreboard, I move their piece or their token on the board. If you land on somebody, you kick them off. Once there's 3 characters in a row, I give all 3 of them a bonus point on the scoreboard, and I reset the board. Welcome, welcome. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. It's good to see you back, Timothy. I'm glad you're liking the stream. I think it's something looking through a cloud, Robert. I think it's a emoticon looking through a cloud. First definition, a channel along the side of a street for carrying off water. The second definition, a wild pig with a thick coat of dark bristles. Gutter is correct as a point for Brawny. You guys know I'm lenient with typos. And bore is correct. Let me go ahead and give Brawny the point for gutter, and then I'll see who got bore. Also, if you're already on the board, I do re-roll 7. All right, let me see who got, what was the answer? Bore. Who got bore first on my screen? Plastic, I'll take your typo. I could see I is next to O, so that's a very justifiable typo. Plastic, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you for bore. You guys know I'm lenient with typos on all games except for 1. I'm going to head out. See you tomorrow. All right, Josh, I hope you have a great weekend. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and move plastic to, oh, kicking off Mike Tones. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point. I like the game, just wish I could type faster on my phone. Yeah, Timothy, we have some people who come and just watch because there's some fast fingers here on this stream, but I am glad that you're liking the games, and a lot of them are also educational. For example, Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. If 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, a doctor who treats people's teeth. The second definition, a dry region that is usually covered with sand and has few or no plants. Yeah, one thing I like about this game, not all of the games, but I'd say most of the games you could probably learn from. Mike, you got dentist. And desert is correct. Let me go ahead and give the point out for dentist first. All right, Whirly Man, you're going on 3. And let me see who got desert first. That'd be Luke to Duke. All right, Luke to Duke. Oh, you got a 0. You got a 0. You're not going on the board. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point. You got a 0. Wah, wah, wah. The first definition, a thin line or narrow beam of light or other radiation. The second definition, someone who drives a car for pay. Ray's correct, point for Luke to Duke. Luke to Duke, let's see where you're going on. You got a 4. The chauffeur is correct. Let me see who got it. It's a point for plastic. Timothy, you're a close second. You're a close second. Plastic, where are you? Right here. All right, plastic, let's go ahead and roll you. You got a 7. You're kicking Brawny off. Kicking Brawny off. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word will get a point. The first definition, a thin line or narrow beam of light or other radiation. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give the point out for the first person to say it, because Ray is correct. We're point for Robert. I realize I just read that one. I must have put it in the wrong side of the box. So sorry. Robert, you're going to get the point. I did not read the second one. So I try to be really mindful. Sometimes I rely on my system well of me just putting the new ones here, the old ones here, and I cycle them. But sometimes if I put them on the wrong side, I mess up. So my apologies. I did just read that. Yeah, the second one was chauffeur. Yeah. No, it was literally the last round. Robert, you're going on 2. But I'll still give you the point. I will still give you the point. Give me 1 second. All right, just making sure I handed it out. Fair, fun, friendly. Moving on to another round. Actually, we're going to go ahead and play Tribon. Tribon is where I give you guys 3 things. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have hot chili corn. Hot chili corn. Soup is not correct. Hot blank, chili blank, corn blank. These are good guesses. These are all good guesses. Dog is the correct answer. Hot dog, chili dog, corn dog. I do want to politely remind you guys that you guys all had some correct. There's a lot of correct answers there, but we do go off of the answer on the card. And there's also another reason I allow as many guesses as you guys want. Mikey got it. Yo, Baronator. Hey, welcome back. Baronator, I hope you're having a great camping trip. How's that going? All right, Mike, where are you? Right here. Let's get, oh, Whirly Man's already on, huh? Let's go have re-roll, and you got 2. You just kicked Elmo off the board. Welcome back, Baronator. It's going good. Awesome. Is it just you, your wife, and her sister? Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person to tell me these 3 things have in common, I'll get a point. We have high lawn rocking. Yep, that sounds like a nice relaxing weekend. I love to camp. High lawn rocking. It is not shop. They're types of blank. Chair is the correct answer. That is a point for Javier. Baronator, we're playing. Well, you're probably not going to be playing too much. Or maybe you are. I don't know. We're playing a bonus game. Tic-tac-toe. Every time you get a point, I roll a die. Javier just got a point. I'm going to roll a die. He got a 7. I put you on the board. If you land on top of somebody else, you kick them off of the board. Once there's 3 characters in a row, anyway, all 3 of them get a bonus point. And then I wipe the board. I will up until the end. All right, Bronny, let's figure out how to link up and stuff. We'll do that in a little bit. It does have to be compatible. It does have to be compatible with my phone, and it also has to be able to make sure that I also have to make sure that my phone can stay charging while the mic is plugged in. So there are some things about the mic. I know I've said it in the past. I do appreciate that, Bronny. We just have to make sure before we send it, because I don't want to have to, we send it back and forth. Yeah, I would not have purchased. We'll continue in 1 second. I wouldn't have bought this phone if I realized it didn't have an audio jack. It's an S23. I got it refurbished, so it was like half off, which was super cool. But it doesn't have an audio jack, so I have to plug an extension into where my phone goes in. Unless it's Bluetooth, that could work too. I don't know. Yeah, as it's iPhone compatibility and is able to be charged while using. Awesome. Can it work on an Android? All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Tribon. By the way, thank you, Bronny. I do appreciate that. First person to tell me these 3 things have in common, I'll get a point. We have hook, uppercut, jab. Hook, uppercut, jab. Oh, Bronny, can you actually email me at mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com? That way I don't have to put my stuff anywhere on the internet, because I don't always know who's watching, you know what I mean? And so just for my, you've been here since, most of you actually have been here for a while. Punch is correct as a point for Brawny. I guess that's actually somebody, because I know a few people have mentioned supporting the channel in other ways, like sending me stuff. And if you guys want my address, well, first of all, you have to, for me to give that out, you have to be on the channel for quite a while, which most of you right now have been. And I don't want to post it anywhere online, but I would gladly give it to you guys in an email. So mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. All right, Bronny, you got it. Where are you going back on? Ooh, 0. That is rough stuff. Sorry, my friend. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person to tell me these 3 things I have in common. I'll get a point. We have AEI. AEI. What if I mail you $1,000? Not that I can yet. Val is correct. Point for Mike. You know, there's a lot of other ways you could do that, Baronator. There's a lot of electronic ways you could do that. Timothy, I have looked into P.O. boxes, and oddly enough, having an address was not a good enough proof for me to get a P.O. box. It was I went to go get a P.O. box, and I did not have enough proof of address to get a P.O. box. And weirdly enough, in my town, you need to have an address to get a P.O. box. I'm gonna have to talk to them again and see, or work around, or get some extra documents that I don't have. So, but I do, yeah, I was looking into it. Timothy, is a good recommendation. All right, who said vowels first? Mike Jones. Yeah, I really do would like to figure out the P.O. box. I also have another way you guys can support the channel, through an Amazon wish list. I don't think I posted it yet. Actually, I don't think I've shared it yet. I haven't. All right, that's fine. I'll wait. All right. Mike, where's your Whirly Man moving to 6? Thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. I do plan on doing this for many years. I've already been making games for a long time, and I'm loving the stream and where it's going. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person to tell me these 3 things have in common, I'll get a point. We have squirrels, rats, gerbils. Did I actually put the wish list into the description, Robert? Awesome. I will send something eventually. Thanks, Baradator. Rodents is correct. Guys, there's no pressure on that. As long as you guys are here having fun, being fair, fun, and friendly to the people around you, then that's what matters most to me. I do greatly appreciate the people who support the channel, and there's some people who are not in the financial situation to be able to support, and that's another reason I really appreciate the people who do show support, because then it lets me continue to going and everybody else continue to play. So I appreciate you guys in all the different ways, whether it's support from playing, or liking it, or telling your friends, or buying my book, or donating. Well, there's so many different ways to support, and they're not all financial, so I really appreciate you guys. Ronnie, you got rodent. Where are you on the board? Right here. 2, 3. All right, Bronny, let's get you back on. You got the gang on here today. I see that. All right, you got a 2. We're taking a break in a couple minutes. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person to tell me these 3 things have in common, I'll get a point. Fox, treasure, scavenger. Yeah, see, I love that people tell their friends and family, and then they come and compete, and it's super cool. Hunt is correct. Point for Brawny. Robert, you're a close second. All right, I think when we get back from the break, we're going to play Family Feud. Many answers can be handed out during Family Feud. Family Feud's a really fun one. I like it. I'll be keeping on the show for a long time, because even if you don't have fast fingers, you can still get points for Family Feud. All right, Brawny, you're going to go to 2. You're staying. All right, Baronator. Well, we're also going to go on our quick break. We're about an hour into the show. I do take a 5-minute break, 5 to 6 minutes every hour, and then every few hours, I'll typically take a 10 or 15 just so I can eat if I need to. All right, let me go ahead and change this sign real quick. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. How it works is, at the sound of the gong, the 5 minutes has begun. At the sound of the air horn, the 5 minutes is over. I do keep a stopwatch on me so I can respect everybody's time and be back here in 5 minutes. Break is going to go ahead and start right now. I also do bring my phone on me so I can keep chatting with you guys. Hey, it's Shannon. I host the games and keep score while you play them by commenting. If you would like to support the channel and enter the Hall of Supporters, my Cash App is Shannon1742. My PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. These should be pinned in the comments. If you are interested in any of the games played on this show, or the props used, I have affiliate links in the description. I earn a commission for each product bought at no extra cost to you. Another way you can show support is by purchasing my book, Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games. This is a book on learning the rules for 52 solitaire-type card games with various levels of difficulties, chance, and skill. I wrote detailed instructions for new and experienced players to be able to learn these games, along with setup pictures for examples. Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games is available on Amazon as a paperback book and on the Kindle store. It is also enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. We have a minute left in the break. Who will enter the Hall of Champions tonight? The three key principles for this game show: we want to be fair, we want to have fun, and we want to be friendly. I personally want to thank this community and everyone in the Hall of Fame for helping develop this positive game show experience. All right, we're back. Hey, Whooper, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, let me get Family Feud out. Cards right here, perfect. All right, guys, we're gonna let some people come back from the break by playing some Spot It. First person to tell me the images on both of these cards will get a point. I like to start off the breaks kind of light, or coming back from the breaks kind of light, so that way we can let people return from scrolling on YouTube or playing other or doing other things. All right, Moon is correct. That is a point for Javier. Once I find my marker, that is a point for Javier. Interesting. Well, I have a few. All right, Javier. Let's see what's going on with you and the board. You got a 9. You're going to move right over here. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me the images on both these cards will get a point. Oops. Oh, that sure does roll. Glasses is correct. There's a point for Robert. Give me a second, guys. I have to pick up that marker. No, I don't. There's another one right here. All right, Robert, you got it. Let's get Elmo back on the board. You got a 4. Ooh, where's Luke the Duke? Off the board. That's where he is. Kicking him off. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me the images on both these cards will get a point. Elmokio. Dino is correct. Point for Javier. Javier, let's go ahead and get you back. Get you on the board. Oh, you're already on the board. You got a 1. Man, if somebody just gets a point, gets a 3, 5, or 7. All right. Once I see one more person's here, we'll go ahead and play another game. We're under another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image on both these cards will get a point. Cheese is correct. My favorite thing to eat. Javier, you got it. All right, Javier, you got a 4. Ooh, just ramming into Elmo, kicking him off the board. All right, we're actually going to play Tribond. Wait for a couple more people to enter, and then we'll play some Family Feud. All right, first person to tell me these 3 things have in common, I'll get a point. The jerk, the pony, the twist. The jerk, the pony, the twist. Dance is correct. Point for Javier. Javier. 4. You're staying where you are. I just realized that was kind of hard to see. Sorry. Moving on another round. Tribond. First person to know these 3 things have in common, we'll get a point. We have a different card. Yellowstone. Jurassic. Ball. Park is correct. Point for Javier. Javier, you're just going around wiping this board off, aren't you? Moving on to another round of Robert. You're a close second. Moving on to another round of Tribond. First person done with these 3 things have in common. I'll get a point. A violin, a tennis racket, a marionette. I need to catch up. Everyone's on fire tonight. Speaking of, Robert got the point. String was correct. Robert, you got a 5. Moving on to another round. Tribond. First person done with these 3 things have in common. I'll get a point. We have diamonds, hearts, clubs. Suits is correct. They are card suits. Point for Javier. You got a 6. Oh, kicking tones off. Moving on to another round of Tribond. First person done with these 3 things have in common. I'll get a point. We have finger, oil, latex. Finger, oil, latex. It is not glove. Finger, oil, latex. Paint is correct. Point for Robert. Oops. That is a good answer. It's 2-1. Robert, you got a 4. Moving right on over here. Moving on to another round of Tribond. First person done with these 3 things have in common to get a point. The key, the scale, the legend. The key, the scale, the legend. Map is correct. They are parts of a map. Robert, you got it. Ooh, this is a tricky bonus game when there's not many players on. That's for sure. You got a 5. Moving on to another round of Tribon. I might have to keep this bonus game. I might have to pair this one with another thing just so that, and only do this one when more people, a few more people are on, just to make it give out more points. What is a bonus game? Still playing the normal stuff, so. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person done with these 3 things I have in common. I'll get a point. We have a hard drive, a virus, a mouse. Computer is correct. Their computer terms. Point for Javier. Robert, you're close second. Because I like this. I like everybody being able to kick everybody off. Just it's not working too well with not too many people on, but that's okay. So I'll have to figure out something for that. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person done with these 3 things I have in common. I'll get a point. We have an actor, a clown, a model. An actor, a clown, a model. Makeup is correct. They all wear makeup. That's a point for Javier. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to some... Oh, we're going to finish the card, and then we're going to move on to the tricky Tribond. The trickier Tribond. Moving on, we're going to finish the card first, see it helps in my organization. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point. We have Soul, Skate, Sardine. Oh, 3 in a row. I didn't even realize. Oh, yeah, thank you, Javier. Thank you. Sweet. Awesome. I didn't even notice it. Thank you. All right, Javier. So we have Brawny. I'm going to do one at a time, top to bottom, make it easier. Brawny gets a bonus point. Elmo, Robert, you get it. And Javier, you get it. Perfect. Perfect. Good stuff. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't even catch it. I'll repeat it. Soul, Skate, Sardine. Good stuff. Thank you. Oh, nice. I like the emojis there. Oh, you emoji for everyone. That's cool. I like that. First person done with these 3 things have in common, I'll get a point. Soul, Skate, Sardine. Fish is correct. Point for Javier. Javier. You got a 6. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person done with these 3 things have in common, I'll get a point. Unicycle, unicorn, unicellular. They do all start with an S, but that was not the answer. 1 is correct. Point for Robert. Oops. All right. 1 more of Tribon, then we're going to move on to the difficult version. A hockey player, a lacrosse player, a drummer, stick is correct. Point for Javier. Oh, yeah, you got a 2. Give me 1 second. I just need to get a note card real quick so I can keep track of this other game a little bit better. There we go. All right, we're going to move on to the adult version of Tribon. We have Simpson, Sonoran, Syrian. Me and Robert over here 1v1ing and Bronny still gets a point. That's hilarious. Yes, Robert, I agree. It is impossible with only 2 players now. I agree. Simpson, Sonoran, Syrian. Yeah, I was really hoping somebody would come back after the break, and it did not happen. We'll give it a few more minutes, then I'll figure out something else. I'm sure the stream won't stay like this. It'd be actually probably the least populated stream. I do know the 5 is not a free space. The 5 is the most valuable space. Is it a type of food or a word for a food? Simpson, Sonoran, Syrian. This is a tricky one. I'm going to go ahead and give 30 seconds on the clock. What I think I might have to do is pair this with something else, or just only do this one when more people are on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put done in the chat. It was dessert, apparently, was the answer. Desserts. Simpson, Sonoran, Syrian. Dessert was the answer. Super tricky. Yeah, I would not have gotten that. All right, moving on to another round of Tribond. A kite, a dog, a storyteller. A kite, a dog, a storyteller. They have blanks or blanks to play on words. Tail is correct. They have tails or tails. I would have accepted either spelling. Oh, I gotta get this Sharpie away from my dry erase board. Point for Robert. All right, Robert, gonna give you anyway. Ooh, tough Javier. Now it's really hard with just one. Moving on to another round of Tribond. First person done with these 3 things have in common to get a point. We have Queen, Knight, Pawn. Chess is correct. They were chess pieces. Point for Robert. Guys, I've noticed that Saturdays, and I'm not really surprised. I shouldn't be surprised, but I've noticed that Saturdays are my slowest days for streaming. At least earlier on Saturdays. Can be kind of rough. So I might just start not taking the one day off where I don't stream on Saturdays and just go Sunday through Friday. I'm still trying to figure out, and it makes sense. Everybody's off of work or off of school, and so they want to go out and do things. I should probably do that too. Moving on to another round of Tribond. Or maybe I'll just do a shorter stream later Saturday. I'm really not sure. Still figuring it out, guys. Moving on to another round of Tribond. We're doing the tricky Tribond. First person done with these 3 things have in common will get a point. We have Anne, May, Cod. This is a tricky one. Anne, May, Cod. I could throw in another one. Superman. I don't know. I think that would help. It's not fish, but it's not middle names. We have Anne, May, Cod, or superheroes. I think Superman specifically. And a few others, but I don't know which ones. Definitely Superman. Oh, I think maybe Batman too. Not nicknames. Anne, May, Cod, Superman, Batman. Blank Cod. I don't actually know Anne and May. Blank Cod. Superman and Batman both have a blank. Cape is correct. Cape is correct. These ones are hard. Robert, you got it. These ones are super hard. Robert moving to 6. Elmo's just dancing on this board alone. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person done with these 3 things have in common will get a point. Conspirators, novels, cemeteries. Conspirators, novels, cemeteries. It is not grave. Grave is close. Ish. See if I can add to it. Conspirators, novels, cemeteries, stories, TV shows, movies. Tomb is close as well. Tomb is closer than grave. Hey, Pringle, welcome back. Plot is correct. They have plots. Hey, Pringle, welcome back. Good to see you back. All right, Robert, you got it. Man, this Tribon is a lot trickier. That's why I normally don't do it. All right, Robert, I'm going to move you again. You're going to number 9. We're going to move on to Spot It. First person to tell me what image is on both of these cards will get a point. Fire is correct. That is a point for Pringle. Good to see you back, Pringle. Welcome to the scoreboard, my friend. You are entered in as number 10 on the scoreboard. And Pringle, since you're number 10 on the scoreboard, you will have the number 10 token. You have the yellow number 10 token. We are playing a bonus game right now. We're playing tic-tac-toe. Every time you get a point, I will roll a die and I will move. Oh, you got a 0. That's rough, Pringle. But I will move your token onto the number, except if you get a 0, you're either taken off the board or you don't go on it. If you land on somebody else, you kick them off of that square. Once there's 3 characters in a row or 3 tokens, once there are 3 players in a row, all 3 of them get a bonus point and I wipe the board. Sorry, Pringle, that's a little rough. Moving on to another round. I might actually have to take the 0 off. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to stick to it. Moving on to another round of Spot It. Goo is correct. Point for Robert. I would have accepted Spatter if it were first. Robert, you got it. I'm going to go ahead and move you anyway. Splatter. Would have been... Oh, you meant Splatter. Splatter makes sense. I thought the L was already in there. I would have accepted it. Typos are funny too. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image on both cards will get a point. Was Splatter again? Did I actually switch the cards? I did. Okay, cool. Sometimes it just happens 2 in a row. Pringle, you got it. Let's hope you actually get on the board this time. You got a 3. Perfect. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image on both cards will get a point. Oh, we got Pringle and lost Javier. Is it Splatter again? Oh my god, how many cards in a row is that? Wow. What am I doing? Interesting. All right, cool. Goo, I hear. Hello, Javier. Pringle, you got it. Welcome back. 3 times in a row is wild. I actually do think I grabbed the same card twice, but there was a few cards. You got a 9. You're going to move to 9. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what answers on both will get a point. Or what picture. Ooh, popcorn sounds good. Did you just guess Goo right away, Robert? That's funny. That's funny. Drop is correct. Drop or water or tear. They're all good answers that I would have accepted. Javier, you got it. All right, Javier, let's get you on the board. If you can just get a 7. If you can just get a 7, all 3 of you will get that bonus point, or you're going to kick somebody off. Oh, you got a 6. Where'd you go? Right here. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to with these, what image on both these cards will get a point. Pringle, I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Oh, drop is correct. That was, I believe, Javier who said it. That's confusing. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure it was Javier. That was... Yeah, again, that's kind of wild. 8. Oh, kicking Elmo off. How rude. I think so. I was pretty sure, too. Another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what images on both these cards will get a point. Ooh, Ghost is correct. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. All right, Pringle, you got it. You got a 6. Moving on to another round of Spot It. You thought that was toothpaste? That's funny. That's funny. I can see that. That's funny. This whole time, that's hilarious. First person to tell me what image on both will get a point. Heart is correct. Point for Pringle. You got an 8. Kicking Javier off. Pringle. Just kicking everyone off. It's a weird game because everyone's on a team and they're not on a team at the same. As long as they're not on the same square, they're on a team. We're on another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image on both these cards will get a point. Note is correct. Music, treble clef, I would have been accepted. That's a point for Robert. Let's get Elmo back on the board. You got a 6. Perfect. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image on both these cards will get a point. Clovers. Correct. Point for Pringle. All right, guys, we're going to switch it up a little bit, and we are going to play Family Feud. First, I got to move Pringles going to 4. All right, do you need a pencil? Got one right here. Ooh, up to 6 points can be handed out. Well, Pringle, I do play, that's why I like to play multiple games, and I'm always, every week I'm looking for new games to add or making them. I've been working on one for a long time now, just because it's just a lengthy one. Yeah, I think everybody's got the game they're super good at. This one is fun. We're going to play Family Feud, and the nice thing I like about Family Feud is anybody and everybody can get points because you don't need to be the fastest. So, nice. I really like Family Feud. I like games that can give out multiple points. That's why I also like to play Battleship as well. Battleship's super fun too. And I've learned I can play Battleship on this format, which is cool. All right, guys, we're going to play Family Feud. Up to 6 points can be handed out to the players. You're allowed as many comments as you would like, one guess per comment, until I put done in the chat with the buzzer. All right, ready? Name something that was much cheaper 10 years ago. Name something that was much cheaper 10 years ago. Remember, as long as your answer is close, relatively close or the same as one of these lines, you get that point. Only the first person to get that line will get the point. Name something that was much cheaper 10 years ago. Give you guys a few more seconds. Chicken nuggets. Yeah, chicken nuggets are definitely cheaper 10 years ago. Gotta go ahead and put done in the chat. That's funny. All right, starting at the top. We have Javier. You said milk food is on here. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Let's put you on the board. Get a 5. Oh, you got a 9. All right. Movie ticket. Not on. Gas is on here. Who said gas? Another point for Javier. Where are you, Javier? Here we go. Moving you to 5. All 3 of you guys got the bonus point. Awesome. So we're going to start left to right. 10 will be Pringle, Javier, and Robert, who's Elmo. Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Only the people who are in the 3 in a row, Pringle, get it. Yeah, it's the first time I'm trying this, and it was more competitive and better earlier when we had several players, because then people were consistently kicking other people off the board, and it works well with other players. I'll have to figure out something else to do when there's only a few players on. But yeah, when there's 3 in a row, whoever those 3 players are get a bonus point, and then we reset the board. If there happens to be 2 lines at once that get 3 in a row, so if we're here, 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 and here, and somebody goes here, I'll give it to everybody who's on a 3 in a row. So I will admit it's definitely more. I didn't think about there not being a lot of players, because typically we have more players. I forget that Saturdays are a little slower. But you all got it. All right. Everything is a good answer. Clothes is a good answer. It's not on here. Rent is on here. That's a point for Javier. Yeah, you guys know a lot of the stream develops live. Also, there's just, and I mean, we're playtesting this right now, and I mean, I made this just for the variation. I know it's simple, but it's still made for you guys, and sometimes I don't really know how it's going to go until you playtest, and that's just kind of the natural evolution of games anyway. Land is not on here. House is on here. Home was the answer. House is obviously close enough. However, you're going to get that point. Moving on the board. We go to 8. And Pringle, if you land on somebody, you kick them off. I'm surprised electricity isn't on here. Chicken nuggets. Robert, you were so close with cars, but it's under when I said done, and I did have to start being strict on that because then people don't stop guessing things. Otherwise, that would have gotten it. All right, moving on to another round of Family Feud. All right, up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Name a movie that took place on the water. Name a movie that took place on the water. Be tricky. Guys, typos are okay if it's on here. I'll see that you were close. Name a movie that took place on the water. I'm gonna go ahead. Let a few more guesses come in. In the Heart of the Sea. Never heard of that one. Oh, Finding Nemo should have definitely been on here. It was not, but that was a really famous one. Oh, these are good guesses. Little Mermaid. We have Flounder. Just for Fun Fishing is Flounder from The Little Mermaid. You guys got 2 of them. I'll let you guys get a few more guesses. 2 of them were 3 of them. All right, we'll go ahead and stop it there. It's probably gonna be a tricky one. How many oceans are there? All right, starting at the top, we have Javier. You said Titanic. Titanic is on here. Oops, you got a 9. And then we have Jaws and Open Water. Javier, you got 2 more points. You got all of the points on that one. Well, there's 2 points you guys didn't get. I'll say them. And it is Red October and Waterworld. Guys, I know it's silly that I'm rolling the die. Castaway would have been, I know it's silly I'm rolling the die and he's the only one on here. However, I want to keep the habit up, so I'm going to just keep doing it as well, so don't forget for future. But the rules are the rules. Moving on to another game. I'm going to go ahead and play. Yeah, I thought Finding Nemo was a really good answer. Little Mermaid, Castaway especially, too. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image is on both these cards will get a point. Scissors is correct. Point for Pringle. All right, Pringle, let's get you on. You're on number 9. All right, Robert, we need you to get an 8. We need you to get on and get an 8. Get these guys some points. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me what image is on both cards will get a point. Oh, I realize that's not in. Sorry. You said Ghost. Ghost is correct. Toothpaste. Ghost is correct. I would not accept toothpaste. It's funny, but I'm not. That's Pringle, you got it. We both said it. It's funny. Oh, Pringle kicking off the goat. Rough move. Rough move. Moving on to another round of Spot It. First person to tell me the names on both cards will get a point. Treble clef or note is correct. Pringle. I'll give you a hint. Treble. There's especially with Spot It, there's several answers that I'll accept. Treble clef could be a lot to type. And a note is acceptable. Music is acceptable. I mean, I don't know how fast your fingers are, but I mean, you still had it correct. I was just, you've been here for a while, so I wanted to give you some hints and stuff on how to be able to compete a little bit faster. I mean, you still got it, but it could be when there's a lot of people on. It might be more beneficial to use shorter words that will describe it. Of course, it's always up to you. You guys get to play however you want. As long as you guys are playing by the rules. Just trying to give some tips out. Is just clef fine? I mean, is it as long as it's actually a treble clef? I'm not a music guy. Give me a second. Treble clef. Clef. I mean, it looks like it's the clef. It's called the clef, right? It is. Yep. Yeah, clef would just be fine. Clef would be fine. Yep. I'd accept that too. Fair is fair. I'm a pretty lenient person. All different games have different level of leniencies. And Spot It's hard because there's so many different things you can call it. It calls a lot of these different things, So, yeah. Clef would be fine. I had to just confirm that it was actually a treble clef just to make sure. Red. No, Robert, there was only one. Moving on to another round of Spot It. That's funny. Scissors is correct. Point for Pringle. Guys, I think we're going to try something. We're going to try something. Let me put this away real quick. Put these cards away. Here it is. I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to switch between games every time a card is up. I think we're going to try that. Just I would like to try to get into a cycling, more of a cycling kind of thing sometimes. So, we're going to play a card of each of the games and then just keep going. So we're going to move on to Tribond. First person to tell me these three things have in common will get a point. Pampers, Huggies, Loves. Pampers, Huggies, Loves. Diaper is correct. That is a point for Pringle. Moving to one. Another round of Tribond. A water park, a playground, a microscope. Slide is correct. Point for Javier. All right, Javier, let's get you on the board. You got a 9. Just another round of Tribond. First person done with these three things have in common. I got a point. We have LaGuardia, O'Hare, Heathrow. All right, Pringo, have a good one. I have no clue how long we're going to go today. I really don't know. Saturdays are always slower, so I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on. Javier, you got airport. Have a good day, though, Pringo. I'll definitely be on tomorrow. Tomorrows are great days for stream. Everyone's relaxing on Sundays. A lot of people come on Sundays. So if I don't see you later, I hope to see you tomorrow. All right, Javier, you got it. Oh, kicking Pringle off. What a salty goodbye. All right, guys, we only have 2 people, so I think we're just going to keep playing. I think I'll put Robert on the board once he gets on the board, and then we'll just read. So we don't have a lot of people on. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person done with these 3 things have in common to get a point. We have odd, irrational, even. Odd, irrational, even. Numbers is correct. Point for Javier. Nah, I'm still going to do the die. I know you guys can't get a point with only 2 people, but I'm still going to do it. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person done with these 3 things have in common to get a point. We have window, center, aisle. Seat is correct. Point for Robert. So close, but so far. Moving on to another round of Tribon. First person done with these 3 things have in common to get a point. Jupiter, Alaska, the blue whale. Jupiter, Alaska, the blue whale. I'll give you guys a hint. They are the blank. They are the blank of its kind. Jupiter, Alaska, the blue whale. Great Giants is close-ish. Great Giants is kind of close. Jupiter, Alaska, the blue whale. Biggest is correct. Biggest or largest? Give me 1 second. All right, Javier, you got it. Giantist. If you would have said Giantist, I probably would have given it to you. If you would have said that first, Robert, I probably would have given. That's funny. Giantist. I would have given it to you for Giantist if you had said it. That's hilarious. Because it would have been. I mean, I don't think it's a real world word, but it still accurately portrays. So I'm curious now. I don't think it's a word, but I'm so curious if it is. You never know. English, there's a lot of words. Oh, it is. It is
Giantess.
A female giant. Oh, it's spelled a little bit differently. Giantess. That's super funny. I just learned of a new word. Super funny. Moving on to another game. We're going to play Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person done with the correct word will get a point. The first definition, a container or shelter made by birds for holding their eggs and young. The second definition, a female deer. No, that is like a lioness or a princess or a waitress. That was correct. Point for Javier for the first one. The first one repeated. A container or shelter made by birds for holding their eggs and young. Nest is correct. Point for Robert. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where we read the dictionary definition for 2 words. First person to have the correct word will get a point. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, one of the 4 divisions of the year. It just changed today, I believe. The second definition: a small platform located near the top of a ship's mast, used by sailors for seeing long distances. Season is correct. Point for Robert. A small platform located near the top of a ship's mast, used by sailors for seeing long distances. Crow's Nest is correct. Ooh, Robert just kicked off Javier. But will Javier get back on? You guys are just, I guess, knocking each other off at this point. All right, guys. We are about 2 hours in, and it has only been the three of us for the last hour. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it, so that way I can just keep working on games for the channel and setting up, and then my other projects as well. Well, they're all for the streaming. So I'm hoping to have a long stream tomorrow. Sundays seem to be a lot better than Saturdays. Yeah, you got to go. Awesome, Robert. Well, I hope to see you back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll probably be doing hopefully a really long stream. So thank you guys for playing. Still had a lot of fun. I'm going to figure out a backup for this game for when there's only 2 players, because it's not fair. Or not, yeah, it's just not fair. It's impossible is the right word. So guys, I still had fun. This will work better when we have a certain amount of players, probably like at least, well, obviously at least 3, but probably even more. So we're going to try it again another time, and I'm going to come up with another little backup bonus. Maybe even just, honestly, probably just King of the Hill for when we don't have too many players. So, awesome, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be back on tomorrow. Look out for the community post. I'll let you guys know what I'm getting on. I plan on doing a longer stream tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Have a good weekend. Maybe if you roll the number you are on. Then a free spot. Oh. Oh, I like that. So then maybe like if Javier's here and he moves, maybe he'll leave a token behind that's a free spot. And then then it would be, I have more tokens. Give me a second. Wait a minute, Robert. I think you just said something good. So if he started here and he moved, he would maybe leave a token behind. It's a free spot. And then let's say you move, you would leave a token behind. That's a free spot. Then let's say you move here, free spot. Oh, 3 in a row. You would get the bonus point. That can work. Awesome, Robert. I was like a 1/4 inch away from moving or from hitting the end stream button, the OK. And then you said that. And that is, yeah, all right, guys. That's a great way we can do it. Perfect. Awesome. Next time we try this, you guys will, then that's great. That's great. That's a perfect way that game can be fluid. Even with a lot of people. I like that even when there's a lot of people, because then we can just get the bonus points going faster and faster. And if somebody comes on, obviously they can just take that out, and if they move to another spot, free spot. Awesome. Awesome. I like that. I think what else I'll do is, I'm just thinking out loud here, if somebody's on but they get a 0 and they're taken off the board, I'm not going to leave the free spot. If you roll the same number, then the token gets left. I like that too. There's actually a lot of different ways that we could do it. I think we're going to have to play around and see what way works. We're going to try a lot of different things. So, I mean, this was already the 2nd iteration that we played. Now with the tokens, it would be the 3rd. And that's kind of how game design works, guys. You just keep, you see what problems arise and you fix them as they come. Robert, that was really good. Those are good ideas. You guys will probably see that implemented next time we play. Thank you very much. Robert, that's cool. You've been able to help on a few games now for this stream. That is super cool. Super cool. We've had a lot of people come in here just for fun, and then ever since I changed to this format, or been going back and forth, we've been able to make games with each other all across the world, and I think that's so cool. Robert, I think you were one of the few people, or one of the people who have said it was their first time working on a game, which is super cool. So I hope, hopefully we could spark something fun for a lot of people. Maybe a lot of more people will get into the hobby. Yes, super cool. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys like it. I think it's awesome too. Play testing games we're all creating together. All right, guys, thank you so much. I plan on being on tomorrow for most of the day. So I'm gonna get off today right now and get some stuff done, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for playing. Robert, thanks for the great suggestions. Have a good weekend, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.